Hi guys, it's Lori from HOMERIGHT. I'm in a bit of a pickle in the garden right now because I have plants that I need to put into the ground, but I have plants that need to come out and they're not quite ready to come out. So what I'm working on right now is the garlic. So let me show you the garlic. In this bed right here, this is where we did the elephant garlic. We did elephant garlic in the back here and we planted those last fall, and then in the front here we had actually done little tiny corms, but they didn't seem to work at all. My elephant garlic looks terrible. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. I am not exactly sure the reason why it didn't work out. Was it overwatered? Was it underwatered? Was it because of the temperature? I'm not really sure. But overall, I'm just not pleased with the elephant garlic. My other garlics are actually doing fine. So what I have been doing is, because I need to put some other plants in here, I have been pulling this back row of garlic so that I can put some cucumbers down. So I know I'm pulling these a little bit early, but I think these are still fine. These are all usable. They're a tiny bit small, but I can still use them. These back two rows here, these were our garlic. So I pulled that row out. This was our white garlic. I'm pulling out the front of this right here. And this right here was grocery store garlic. Again, you can see the same thing. I am pulling the garlic out in the back and starting to plant some of my cucumbers. The white that's sprinkled around it is diatomaceous earth. That is because there is a lot of pill bugs or roly-polies, so I'm just trying to protect the cucumbers. So then the front row I did the same and started pulling out some of the garlics. What I really intend to do, start setting the bed up like this. I have zucchinis in the front here and cucumbers in the back. I will leave some of the garlic in the middle in these beds, these two beds. All right, so let's talk about the zucchinis and squashes. So I have Pantheon zucchinis in there. I have two Black Beauty zucchinis right there. I had a Black Beauty for this one, but he died already, and I didn't have any more, so I replaced it with a Pantheon. This is our first time growing Pantheon zucchinis. Then in this bed, I think I'm going to put straight neck yellow squash. In this bed here, I'll have crook neck yellow squash. And then in this bed, I've already put in some acorn squash. So that's the plan for these beds. So this is one of the challenges that I seem to find with gardening. I try to do my best to plan things for when they go in the garden and when they're supposed to be pulled out. But in this case, my timing is off because I need to get my cucumbers in, but the garlic is not technically done. I think it's going to be done soon. So this is how you know when the garlic is done. When the bottom starts turning all brown like that, that one's ready. But this one hasn't started turning brown yet. So he hasn't finished yet. So I'm probably going to have to go into these and pick certain ones that look like they're done to pull, but somehow kind of open the bed up a little bit so I can plant what I need for the next rotation. So I have no idea what these elephant garlics are going to look like, but I am not expecting much. I'm expecting these to be really small. Probably a little too wet to be pulling these right now, but hey, that's okay. Looks like that is a single bulb rather than a full one, so that's okay. So here you go, not the biggest elephant garlics. They're supposed to be much bigger, but I'm not too worried about it. Here's one of those corms on what they look like. I do have a couple of those right there and right there, which can also be planted and turned into garlics. So I'm definitely going to have to do a little more research on how to get the corms to transition into the big elephant garlics. I don't know the reason why it didn't work. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down below in the comments. That's not bad. That's a couple of the white garlics. I have no complaints with that. So, nice. So sometimes timing in the garden is, I guess you just got to go with the flow. So I got to pull some of these so that I can actually get some of the other plants in. So let's just go with the flow. So these garlics right here are our grocery store garlics. We literally bought garlics from the grocery store and replanted them. I have a whole video on this. I will leave a link to that. Here's the garlics that I pulled. These were what we called our garlic. And the last group is the white garlic. I think this is the biggest one that I have so far. This guy right here. So after I pulled the garlics and I let them sit for about 24 to 48 hours, I've brought them inside now into the garage in a cool, dark place to start to dry out. I really want these green tops to dry completely. Hey Daisy, are you guarding the bed? You're my best buddy out in the garden. So I have all of my cucumbers finally in. In total, I have 25 cucumbers. In this back bed here, I was going to put Market More, but I ended up deciding to put Chicago pickling cucumbers. So I have 5 here. I have 5 straight 8s. No, I'm sorry. I have 4 straight 8s and 1 Market More because I only had 4 straight 8s. I have 5 burpless cucumbers here. And then I have 5 Market More here and 5 white spine. So that makes 25 cucumber plants in the garden right now. Probably more than we need, but hey, we can always share. So I didn't videotape the beds after I put the squashes in, but a few weeks later I started working on the beds that were right next to these beds. These front beds, we put the zucchinis. They are looking amazing. I have cucumbers in the back that are starting to reach up and trellis. Some zucchinis in the front. Cucumbers in the back looking, oh no, those aren't, those are straight neck. Squashes in the back, squashes in the front, and I have my first squash. A little bit of garlic still in here and some cucumbers, and they're all starting to flower a little bit and catch on to the trellis. The third bed is actually patty pans. I did not have any crooked neck squashes, and then in the last bed was the acorn squashes. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next video.